If you know anything about me, you know I love a good multi-monitor setup. But the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9 is finally here. This 49-inch display is the widest OLED monitor to date. As always, the current best price is linked in the video description below. It features a quantum dot OLED display that you've probably already seen on Alienware's extremely popular 34-inch gaming monitor. But this one is way, way bigger, thanks to its super ultra-wide 32:9 aspect ratio. That's like two traditional 16:9 monitors glued together in a more seamless fashion than using actual Elmer's glue. Finally, that dual monitor setup that you've been using for what, the past decade, can be replaced as the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9 looks 10 times better with the blackest blacks and the whitest whites and this nebula of color in between. I got hands-on time to review the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9 this week, and as I sank into the gaming chair in front of me, the monitor gave off this mesmerizing movie-like feel, completely immersing me in games I played on this giant picture. Alright, I am excited to dive into the specs, but let me set your expectations with the price. It's $2,199. That's right, $2,200, and that may seem steep to some of you, but two things. First, there are pre-order incentives going on. Again, links below in that description. Second, the Samsung Odyssey line of monitors are pretty elite with premium prices to match. These PC displays offer the highest specs to meet the needs of super users, whether you're using it for work, gaming, or a mix of both all day long. So what makes a Samsung Odyssey OLED G9 so great and worth all that money? Well, it throws all the top-end specs of a flagship monitor for 2023 into one package. QD OLED, 240Hz, HDR400, HDMI 2.1, and a 0.3 millisecond response time. This monitor is basically as wide as your eyeballs can see, and it features a gobsmacking 5120 by 1440 resolution. It's essentially like looking at two Quad HD or 1440 displays stitched together. In fact, you can even have two separate sources like a PC and a gaming console like Xbox or PS5 displayed on this monitor at the same time. You can see here, I was able to play Hot Wheels Unleashed while watching Conan simultaneously, and that was pretty cool. Not only is the picture incredibly sharp on this monitor, but it can also run at an extremely fast 240Hz refresh rate, which makes it perfect for esports and competitive gaming. As a QD OLED panel, it gives you these poppy colors and also the truest blacks, presenting it all in a package that is strikingly thin. It measures a mere 4.5 millimeters thick, so it's super sleek and lightweight. The QD, or quantum dot element, helps make this display brighter than most normal OLED screens, including TVs. On paper, peak brightness is rated at 400 nits, which might not seem like a lot, but it was able to render a beaming sun and sun-bleached rocks in the start of Modern Warfare 2's campaign with some stunning lifelike realism. So that's a good run through of the specs, but let's talk briefly about how glorious it is to actually game on the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9. The combination of the color, the pure darkness, the size, and the speed elevate gaming on the Odyssey OLED G9 so that it feels like magic. The sense of speed in Doom Eternal, for example, is incredible because the gore is just whipping past the edges of your eyes. Meanwhile, having that more peripheral vision in Modern Warfare 2 means it's easier to avoid getting caught blindsided. I'm really looking forward to reviewing the G9 more just so I can improve my KDR. The built-in 5-watt stereo speakers make it seem like the sound is coming from the edges of the display. Combined with next-level visuals, it's a mesmerizing experience. Lastly, let's talk about a few other quick features. Really, one of the best and the worst things about this monitor is its glossy finish. On one hand, you get more vibrant colors and sharp lighting that would otherwise be washed out on a matte display. But the glare and reflections from any source of lighting might be a distraction. This is the whole glossy versus matte finish display, and people are going to sound off in the comments to no end. I get it. The other visual treat on the Odyssey OLED, which everybody can agree on, is the rear RGB lighting, which you can set to a color spectrum, a color pulse, this color swirl, that was my favorite, or a subtle projection of what's on the screen. It also comes with a host of gaming software features, including picture presets for different types of games like first-person shooters, real-time strategy games, racing, and more. You can also switch the monitor to act as a more traditional 16:9 widescreen monitor, or activate an always-on virtual reticle for the center of the screen for shooters. Samsung has also built out the software on the Odyssey OLED G9 to be the same as its TVs, so you get access to both streaming media and game apps like Netflix, Hulu, Xbox Game Pass, and GeForce Now. Look, people always ask me on Twitter which gaming monitor they should buy, and depending on their situation, I'm gonna say the OLED G9 might fit the bill. Inevitably, it's going to be cheaper than the very similarly named Samsung Odyssey G9 Mini LED. But for gamers who want vivid color on a super ultra wide display, this experience is mind-blowing. I'm gonna continue to test out the OLED G9 on theshortcut.com and on this channel. So like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff, and I'll be back with more glossy tech coverage. In fact, you can check out a bunch of videos where I do that right here.